Hey, how about you, everybody? Welcome into the Corner Recruiting Show. I'm your host, Jeffrey Lee, Senior Recruiting Editor for AuburnSports.com. Dadgummit. Today is Thursday, August the 14th. For you, it is Wednesday evening, August the 13th. For us, keep that in mind moving forward. If we slip up with any today's, tomorrow's, or yesterday's, or tonight's, and I will absolutely say that. Don't think I won't. We're going to have a fantastic show for you tonight because we're going to get to questions from the boards. We're going to talk about what people want us to talk about as the season and the dead period inches a little bit closer and closer. About 2 weeks left before both of those, one begins and one ends. Also got Braylon Womack coming up on August 21st. That's really the only recruiting circle on the calendar that we have until the season begins. I'm sure we'll touch on that tonight in some of the questions, but fantastic show because we've got some fantastic fellas here joining me as always. When they're here, Mr. Allen Head, Mr. Cole Pinkston. How about you, boys?
How about you, man? How we feeling tonight? It was a little rough in the pre-show, right?
A little rough,
but I think we're all right. Cole's sporting that nice green shirt.
Yeah, Hooper Colts. Shout out.
I like it. Definitely shout out to Hooper Colts.
And is that a high school?
Yeah, we probably have no listeners from Hooper. I would be surprised.
Are we talking on AISA?
It is AISA. Yes.
Okay.
It is.
I used to vote. I used to be a voter, AISA voter.
You did?
Mm-hmm.
Please tell me you never voted for Pike Lib.
I don't recall Pike Lib.
I know who you didn't vote for. That would be Macon East.
Ooh.
They were right, really.
I think they were back in the day. Maybe.
I'm trying to think if they weren't pretty good. I'm talking about 2002.
Oh yeah, they won state 2000.
I was going to say I think they were like a contender, perennial contender. I voted ASWA. You know, with your boy Ron Ingram, I was an ASWA voter.
Okay,
AISA voter.
How about that?
Yeah, I was a big deal. I was pretty much a big deal back then.
I'm not going to tell you what grade I was in.
In 2002.
Yeah, you don't want to know.
Cole was like in 4th grade, man.
That'd be 2nd grade, actually.
Ooh.
I went to the game. I went to the state championship game at Troy's Stadium, though.
Yes, they did it at Veterans Memorial Stadium for forever.
Yep.
Yeah, Macon East was a powerhouse back in the day.
They were. I don't know what happened.
Prattville was really good.
Yeah, best from
this was before
all their athletes.
This was back in the Hoover. Back when Hoover was the big deal. You know, Thompson was, just another team. You know, it was Minor and Thompson. That was our rivals all throughout childhood. All right, folks, we're going to get right into it. Questions from the boards. How about that? Questions from the boards. We're going to get right into it. Before we do, don't forget, if you're in Auburn, Opelika, Lee County, looking for some real estate help, man, this is a fantastic time to do it. Get it before those rates drop, because when the rates drop, the prices go up. Get it now while the prices are down and the rates are up, so that you can refinance when those rates come plummeting, hopefully soon. We'll see. Give her a call, Jessica Andrews with First Realty, 704-4442. A lot of fours in that number, but she still remains and continues to be a freaking 5-star realtor. Don't believe me? Just ask Allen Head. By God, hey, how about you? Yeah, she's fantastic. She is absolutely. She's actually working right now through. She's been at 12-hour days, man. She is killing it. We'll absolutely do the same for you. Give her a call if you're in Auburn, Opelika, Lee County. Want to upgrade, buy a house, sell a house, find you an investment property to make some money on. Give her a call, Jessica Andrews with First Realty, 334-704-4442. Tell her we sent you. All right, let's get right into it, Zach in the back. Pop one of those in, and let's get old Mab Rider. Lead off with the Mab Rider. Not Mab. Mad. Mab. Used to be a magazine called Mad. Remember that?
Yeah.
Oh, Howie Dewey. What's his name?
Yeah, he was on the front of it.
They said I used to look like him back in the day. Howie Dewey. What was his name?
Howdy Doody.
What'd I say?
Is that who it is?
Yeah, it's
Howie Dewey.
It's Howdy Doody. Yeah.
See, I actually don't know that from the magazine. I know it from the show Mad TV. If y'all ever watched that.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, I did watch Mad TV a little bit.
Yeah.
Let's see what Mab wants to know, how many more of the current 3 stars with offers would we take commitment from now as opposed to waiting to see if a good season turns some heads? One jumps off the page, and Caleb Morris
Yes, sir.
would
Yeah.
take him.
I think they'd
Corey
actually.
No, he's a 4-star.
I think they would take Dalton Toothman,
Sure.
who's a 3-star. Deshaun Spencer is one I think they would take right now if he wanted in. And, those are probably the ones that stick out to me at the moment. TJ Umanura is another one that I think they might take that's a 3-star. There's a handful of them. I think they're going to wait on Ben Duncombe. Maybe bring him in for an OV, see how he progresses over the course of his senior season. But he's one that's interesting that I'm tracking. Caden Johnson is now a 4-star, right?
He is with Rivals, yes.
Okay. So he doesn't quite fit this category, but he's one I think they would take. I don't know what he is industry-wide. I remember he got a nice bump with Rivals, but I can't remember where he is with 24/7 or ESPN.
He is a 3-star industry. He's a 4-star Rivals. Cole was right. I actually should probably have him as a 3 on the hot board because I'm using industry on that. Yeah, I'm looking through some others. I don't see any. I think that's about it. Caleb Morris being the top guy there.
Yes, without a doubt.
The way you're viewing some of these official offers that we've talked about on the message boards is how serious is Auburn? Well, are they setting official visits? And Caleb Morris is, and he's setting it for his bye weekend, the Kentucky weekend for Auburn,
Yes.
Halloween weekend. But he has the off week that week, so he'll be in all weekend. I think that was a good strategy on Auburn's part, getting him there for 2 full nights, 48 hours, full visit with parents. So that'll be fantastic for him. But other than that, Mab, I think the rest of them are wait and see, and they're going to keep eyes on these guys.
Caden Johnson's one I think they're setting an official visit with too. So that's probably the other one of that group. And then TJ they already hosted. So then it's just a question of do you get him back on campus?
Yeah, those 3. I'm not sold yet that they're ready to take the kid I just wrote about, Deshaun Spencer.
Okay.
Right.
I'm not sold yet, but that's going to I think they're just wanting to see a game or 2 before they really start pushing on him.
Sure.
Yeah, that's the part we forget. We have not seen senior seasons yet. You know how much happens during that. We say that every year, but man, it really does. It's a game changer for a lot of guys. It's make or break.
Yeah, good and bad.
Yep.
Well, and then you've also got Wortham there at the wide receiver
Tyron
position,
Wortham.
who's they're talking about bringing in for an OV. He's a very similar prospect to Deshaun Spencer, which is interesting, right?
Sure.
So it might be an interesting battle between those two, who's jockeying for that second wide receiver position.
Yeah, somebody asked me if he was higher on the board, and I really don't know. I think Tyron Wortham, I think he's committed to Michigan State. He's from Sarasota, Florida, 4-star guy. I think he's a top 300.
He is. Yeah, he got a good bump. I think he entered the Rivals 300 in the last update. He's good, guys. I like his film. Like I would almost say, as much as I like Deshaun Spencer, probably Wortham, I think he's blowing up a little bit.
And it could be that they take Wortham, and then if they have a spot late, they add Spencer if he passes the eye test come the fall.
Sure.
But listen, these numbers change so much, man. We started at 3 to 4 wide receivers, then we were, it's 1 to 2. Now it's 2. You just never know. Let's go. Smitty J. Outside of Braylon Womack, favorite uncommitted target left on the board. Uncommitted. Uncommitted.
Yeah, easy one for me. Easy one. It's Darius Gray, interior offensive lineman. I mean, Auburn's not really in contention, but as far as uncommitted,
damn, it's tough to find somebody who's uncommitted.
There's only 13 guys in the industry that are presently uncommitted that are a 4-star or better.
Wow.
What about your
13?
Emmanuel Ruffin is the guy. I'm
looking at the hot board. Every one of these except for Ruffin. And dude, that's it on the defensive side of the ball. Emmanuel Ruffin, Braylon Womack.
Yep.
On the offensive board, the only uncommitted guys on the offensive board are.
I don't think there are any.
Sure,
not a one. No,
can't.
Kiwi Brown, tight end from California that Auburn offered. He's like 10%. He's one of those offer August. Yeah, that's it. So the options there are limited, Smitty.
Yep. But again, of the guys that Auburn tried to get in on that they wanted to visit, Darius Gray is easily, top on my board as far as actual
I don't even have
prospect.
it. Yeah, I don't have anybody.
Yeah.
That I think Auburn has a 5% chance with.
Sure. Because I wouldn't consider Darius Gray a 5% chance. He's leaning heavy South Carolina, I think, right now, with potentially LSU also in the mix on that one. So something would have to majorly change there for Auburn to be involved.
KMR4AU, how early do you see the 2027 class QB jump on board to help recruit, etc.? I know it's more of a priority next year than it is this year.
I don't think it'll be. I think it's going to be a while on that.
It's changed so much in 5 years, hasn't it?
Yes.
It has changed a lot. Everything.
Just from when you started, Cole, 4 years ago, quarterbacks were committing a full year before signing day, and everybody was. All the quarterbacks were doing that, and you rarely saw anybody flip. It was very rare for a junior or whoever it was to commit, and then every year progressively it just got later and later and later. You think Auburn signing Deuce Knight in October, they got Peyton Falzone in May, June.
I think money and negotiations changed a large part of that, right?
Sure, absolutely.
The part of it that doesn't get talked about enough, or maybe it does. Maybe people are conscious enough of this now, but I think the general consumer is still a little bit out on this. How much financially things are discussed and locked in, and things that can change in a quarterback recruitment. I mean, it's very fluid on that front. It's very expensive, contingent on the prospect that you're talking to. And I think because of the amount of investment that the school has to make, particularly with Auburn, like the last 2 years, it has been significantly slower than maybe some other schools, but they are very thorough in their quarterback evaluation and making sure they are prepared to put in the kind of money it takes to sign a kid when they take them. And maybe some of it is circumstance as well, because I know that the 25 recruiting quarterback board, that shifted a lot. I mean, there were several guys that were at the top of the board at different times. I think they settled on the right one eventually, but I do think that financial piece and the investment and making sure in your investment is a big part of why it's later developing at Auburn right now.
I also think the level of importance of that quarterback class, getting a quarter, I think it's almost moot at this point in recruiting. Like, I mean, the Walker Whites, the rah-rahs. Yeah. I just don't know that it's that important anymore. I mean, Peyton Falzone.
It's more like what does your quarterback room look like?
Yeah. And what's the money?
That could be part of who's committed in your class.
I mean, it is, really?
Oh, yeah, of course. Somebody committed in your class could be part of that future outlook for QB that you're selling, but you're really selling, like we said, you're selling Deuce Knight to the young guys right now.
And I wonder if that changes in the 2027 class, because you're selling Deuce Knight to Jace Matthews. Okay, can you still sell Deuce Knight to 2027? Because 2027 probably is going to be a little bit bigger of a wide receiver class, because you've got the 2024 guys moving on. Right. Yep. So you're going to have probably at least 3 high school wide receivers in 2027. So is it a little bit more important in 2027 to go ahead and get a Gunnar Rivers if you can, or a Bobby Coleman if you can, or go ahead and get somebody locked in early? I just don't know. I don't think it's that big of a deal, though.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you. And for the record, I've gotten some intel on this lately, because we've had a lot of questions about quarterbacks. Auburn's going to look heavily at the in-state guys. I got some intel today, actually. They're going to be watching closely. There's 4. I mean, Bobby Coleman. Look, if they want Bobby Coleman, I think they could probably go get him, and they might. It would almost be a good guess to say he ends up in the class. The other 3, you got Kason Myers at Auburn High. You got Gunnar Rivers. The name of the school escapes me. Yeah, and Trent Seymour. So they're going to be looking hard at all those three guys. They may not have to leave the state.
Yeah, Bobby is going to be coming into his own this year. You're going to get a really good look at Bobby. Bobby Coleman, for all those that don't know, is the younger brother of Cam.
Yes.
He's at Phoenix City.
And we know how Auburn treats the brothers.
Love some brother loves.
Brotherly love.
Well, and is this the class? And I don't know that you can do it. It's so hard. Could Auburn pull off a 2-quarterback class? Because you're probably only going to be carrying 3 quarterbacks moving into next year again. Is this the time that Freeze can find its way back to 4 quarterbacks, which is what he's personally said is his comfort zone, right? Like having 4 quarterbacks in the room is where he feels best. But with Bobby being on the lighter recruited side, is this an opportunity for them to get 4 quarterbacks? Maybe, because we don't know what Bobby's going to play like this fall. If he's lights out, good luck,
right?
Because somebody's going to pay that kid to go.
But if he's a developmental guy, then you go and you get one of those top 3 in state guys or wherever they are. You go get a tier 1 guy, and then you add a Bobby Coleman.
Correct. I was gonna say, if one of your quarterbacks in this upcoming class is Bobby Coleman, you probably can get another one, I think.
Mm-hmm.
As it stands today, that could change. That could easily change.
Yeah, but again, we got to see him play this fall to see really where we are in that. It might be a tad premature to say that.
I would say this too, Jeffrey. One of the reasons why it feels different to us, when was the last time Auburn really had a quarterback in waiting? Again, just like we were talking about with tackle the other day.
Yeah.
It's strange. We're not used to this. We're used to going, well, I gotta do it again. It's not the same. Recruiting has changed for Auburn specifically because of what you currently have on roster. You're supplementing now. You're not having to retool the roster from high school. High school's for supplementing now. That's where you're at. It's fantastic. I hope it stays.
Yeah, it's where you want to be. War Eagle Insider, who do y'all think will be the biggest risers after their senior seasons among Auburn targets, commits, former targets in the rankings come December?
We've already mentioned his name. Yeah, we've already mentioned his name. For me, I think Caleb Morris is going to jump up the rankings. I honestly do. Cole had a very, very good piece the other day for those that haven't looked at it, and he was talking basically about Auburn targets and recruits or current commits that potentially could rise up or down the rankings. This is why, and this is why not. I thought your points on why not were very well put, Cole.
Thank you.
I'm just sold on the kid, and maybe it's me. Maybe I've got some bias. Regardless of where he lands, whether it's Mississippi State or someplace else, or if it's Auburn, I think that kid's got it. Love the way he plays, love his activity, love his change of direction, his power, the build, the frame, because he's going to add good weight. I mean, he's every bit of 260 right now, maybe 270-ish. And I think he could play 25 pounds heavier easy on that frame. Oh, yeah. And with his quickness, first step quickness off the line of scrimmage, I just think he's going to wreak havoc on the inside at the next level. Like he's a 4-star guy, in my opinion.
Let me give you all the 5 names I think could possibly get a bump this year, and tell me if y'all agree or disagree.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Caleb Morris, just talked about him.
Yep.
Y'all agree with that? I put Deshaun Spencer in here.
Yep.
Yeah.
And honestly, of all, I had 4 reasons why he could get a bump. I only had 1 why he couldn't, and it's size. That's like the only thing I can point out where I'm like, everything else looks good on that one.
He checks all the boxes except for that one.
Right, which is probably why he's been held back because of his size. Kentrell White is also on here, Auburn commit.
Yes.
Peyton Falzone, which is interesting because he's a 4-star. I wanted to put him in there, though. My point was they've already given this guy a 4-star rating while not having great quarterback mechanics. So what does that tell you? They think he's a stud athlete. What if he develops this year? And then what?
That becomes interesting because do they change his classification to quarterback? And if it changes to quarterback, does that move him up or down? I think it could affect him maybe some adversely if he were to move into the quarterback rankings.
Yeah.
He's probably the one on your list I disagree with because I think he's a blue chip athlete, period. I think he can turn into it. The difference is between me and some other people that they're convinced he's not a quarterback. I think he can be. I honestly do. I think there's enough raw talent there with the right quarterback coach. That kid could become especially in this system, in Hugh Freeze's system, I think he could become an effective quarterback.
Yep.
I'll tell you another guy I'm going to be curious to watch is Eric Perry.
That was my last one, Jeffrey.
Oh, was it? I'm sorry.
No, perfect. That's exactly what I was thinking too, because everything changed for me with Eric Perry. Like, I'll be honest, I watched this film. I think there's a lot of growth to be had there, but you see him in person and you go, wow, that's a big kid. Like, he's got a chance to be a bigger running back, over 200 easily.
I like him where he is right now, but I want to see. I think he's going to play full-time running back.
Is he? He's not going to play quarterback this fall?
He probably will.
Why do I think that?
He probably will have to play quarterback, but I think they are going to try to get him into more of a running back role. Those schools.
I don't know why I thought that.
They got to find a quarterback, those schools. That's just how it happens a lot of times.
And usually they use their best athlete at quarterback, right? Like that's how it works at some of these smaller schools.
Yeah, I mean, listen, when I was with Prattville, our quarterback was Cam Taylor-Britt. I think I've told y'all that before. He was phenomenal, but he wasn't a quarterback.
I have to go back and look at that. I thought it was. Jacquez Wilkes plays running back for Wadley.
He does. He does.
And it's a stud.
Eric Perry's a good one. And Cole, you made the point that he could make a massive jump in the rankings, and he's still not a blue chip, right? Because he's so low right now. I think he's, from an athlete standpoint, he's better than what he's ranked right now. Like, I think he's better. I think he's more in the 87, 88 range. Then I think he's like an 85 with with Rivals right now or something like that. So he's lower than where I think he actually is, and it'll be interesting to see how it translates to quarterback. But running back. But I will say this: Derek Nix has some really deep ties to the state of Mississippi. If there's one coach that's going to have information on a kid like Eric Perry, it's going to be him.
That's true. And if he were doing that, Eric Perry at like Deshaun Spencer's size, that ranking would probably be more appropriate. But he's doing it at about 200 pounds. That's where he's at right now.
6 foot, 200 pounds.
Yeah, so he's got a frame where he's going to be a 210, 215-pound back in the SEC. That's good.
And so when you watch his tape and then you watch Carson Baker's tape, other than the level of competition, is there that much nuance or difference in between their games? Because they're both speed guys, right? Except Baker's maybe 190, and this kid's pushing 200, and I think he's going to play at 210 in the SEC. So I think it's an interesting take by Auburn, one with some good upside, but we'll have to see how it translates again his senior year, and then in what he looks like at Auburn playing full-time running back. I mean, it's a heavy projection. Let's not pretend like it's not.
Right. Let's see. Sophie's Choice 8. On a good day, she is, maybe. If Auburn lands Braylon Womack, will this be the most important defensive commit Auburn has had since Derek Brown?
I would argue DeMarcus Riddick was very important in terms of recruiting.
Keldrick Falk.
Hell yes.
Keldrick was huge. But, Riddick, like, Keldrick made – well, I mean, they're kind of similar, actually.
Riddick, man, there were some big wins. I mean, Joseph Phillips was big.
That was a big win. So was Eric Winters.
Anytime you're flipping Joe Phillips from Georgia, DeMarcus Riddick from Georgia, Keldrick Falk from FSU, and I mean, we know how Derek Brown turned out, so that's tough to say. But if you're just talking about the most important commit,
I think an argument could be made for Jared Smith. Five-star edge rusher. I mean, anybody that's approaching 5-star status at a premium position.
Oh, and Papo.
Yeah. That's what this staff has done in the 3.5 classes since they've been here. They've had so many big wins.
Yep, so
you can count them on 2 hands.
Are y'all looking at this question as how good they are or are going to be, or more of what the commitment meant when it happened?
I'm looking at it from both angles. Because I think Jerry Smith was big at the point that it came, because it was just adding fuel to the flame coming out of Big Cat weekend. Because I think he was after Big Cat, if I remember correctly, and you needed that momentum going into the Deuce Night situation, just trying to sustain the push for Auburn to have a top 10, top 5 type class. I mean, when he committed, I think we all thought it was possible on this show for Auburn to legitimately have a top 5 class. And if Auburn had won games on the field last year and won 7 or 8, I honestly believe they would have finished with the top 5 class.
Gotten Offord.
Yes. And he was the last one going into football season, which is it's a momentum thing. And Fagans was right before him, like a week before.
But you're right about Riddick probably being the one from just – you needed that. Like where Auburn was in recruiting at that point, Hugh Freeze trying to stamp his legitimacy in recruiting. He had some wins at that point, right? You had Joe Phillips and you had Jay Crawford, Malik Blockton, but you didn't have like a star. And DeMarcus Riddick was probably the first top 100 prospect to say, yeah, I'm stamping it to Auburn. And then Perry was the next day after.
And you know what? If you think about it, like Derek Brown was big in that you got a 5-star out of Kirby's backyard.
Yes.
Okay. You flipped DeMarcus Riddick from Georgia. You flipped these guys. Braylon, you're battling Ohio State, A&M, and Florida. It's not like, you know what I mean? Like I think it's big. Right. I think it's bigger to go in and flip Owen or get Owen Papo from Georgia, or flip anybody from Kirby Smart.
That's why I would maintain to this day the most important commitment of the Freeze era so far is Perry Thompson. No matter what he does on the field, I don't even care at this point.
I agree, Cole.
What they were able to do with that one was a total flip the script game changer moment. And by the way, Nick Saban was still at Alabama when that happened. He was still at Alabama when Auburn won DeMarcus Riddick over too. In fact, there was a viral video of him getting out of Saban's car at A-Day at Alabama. And they considered him a lock.
Look, the coverage was so tilted on that one that people we had heard for weeks leading into that happening, it was going to be Auburn. And there was no one in the national media or at BOL that believed
that it's going to happen.
That they were going to lose those kids.
Right.
There was so much confidence on that side. They're reporting even when they had, like we had it dead to rights, like, guys, this is what's going to happen. We are telling you. And there was no one that believed it other than probably, people that are on the Auburn beat.
It was cliche. It was overused. It was goofy.
Mm-hmm.
But the term flip the script was so smart at that time, because that's what they meant. Like everybody that believed this was not possible, we're about to show you it is. This is the new normal, and we're changing that today.
So to answer the question, for me, and it sounds like for everybody here, no, Sophie. I don't even know if it's top 5, to be honest with you.
Maybe top 5, but it's right. It's at 5 if it's top 5.
It's at the lower end of 5, if so.
It is, because beating Ohio State for a 5-star defensive back is that's a big deal, right?
It is.
We can't minimize that. But
no.
At the same time, as far as overall importance in the Freeze era, I'm with you. It's 4 or 5. It's not 1, 2, or 3.
Once again, I will say it is good that we're saying this, because that means there's a standard in place.
That's what I was saying. Like, look at what they've done in the 3.5 classes that they've been here. We've got so many options here. This is actually a healthy debate where Braylon Womack, the number 2 safety in the country, is maybe top 5 biggest recruits for Hugh Freeze. Maybe.
Sure.
Yep.
All right, let's see. Trooper Taylor's towel. Who is more likely to end up in the class, Deshaun Spencer or KK Johnson?
That's a good question.
It is.
KK right now.
I do too.
Spencer. I'm thinking long term.
Honestly, I think 50-50 on both. I do think KK Johnson is ahead of Spencer in terms of, I think he's got a green light, a quicker green light.
Yes, I think they want a second tight end in this class, and I think he's the one they probably have the best odds with at the moment.
Yeah, the process of committing, the stages of until you get to commitment, KK is a little bit ahead on that spectrum.
Yes.
He's farther along on that spectrum than Spencer. But I think they both, if I had a mock class, I'd probably have both of them in it.
Spoiler, I do have a mock class that's going to drop this week. Ooh. KK's in it. Deshaun is not right now because I have hesitation.
I think that's fair. I think that's fair.
I'm looking when I say Spencer, I'm looking at signing day. Honestly, I'm not looking at today. I'm just trying to have that 1,000-foot view of this. Mm-hmm. And going tight end is such a revolving door, man. I just don't know.
Yeah. Here's the deal with Spencer, and I had a story on Tuesday or Wednesday. Mm-hmm. One of the things that stuck out to me was that he's talking to Grant Miller, who is assistant director of player personnel. Fantastic guy. He's going to be a superstar in the business. And he's from Saraland, but that's the communicator with him. There's not been much conversation with Marcus Davis.
Correct.
Which leads me to believe that, listen, until Marcus Davis starts talking to you every week, you've got some more steps to take on that spectrum, and that's the next step. It's going to be an OV. And see, KK's already talking to Ben. He's already coming on an OV. He's farther along on that spectrum. That's what I was talking about earlier.
Do you know who was in a very similar situation? 2 months earlier at this time a year ago? That'd be Sam Turner.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. The player personnel staff loves Sam Turner. It was.
I may be totally wrong with this. I mean, because I know exactly what you're saying, Jeffrey. It makes all the sense in the world. I'm with you. It's just I have a feeling when he hits the field again as a senior, he's fixing to put on a clinic. And he's doing it at Saraland, guys. That's good competition.
Hey, I've got them both in my class. I just think it's fair that Allen doesn't right now.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm kind of stretching here, if we're being honest.
No, you're not stretching. My hesitation was because of the Wortham piece, because I'm not sure if Wortham's not ahead of him, what's the price point on that? So I left that spot TBD.
Yeah, I think his price tag is gonna be.
It's going to go up. I'm with you. I'm with you.
Well, I like Auburn's chances for a guy from Florida committed to Michigan State if Auburn wants it.
And then who else are you bidding against? That's the other part of it, right? Because I don't think he's going to stay with Michigan State. He's talking to other teams in the Southeast. Georgia was one of those at one point. But you're right. If it's Auburn versus Michigan State, I like Auburn's odds. If it's Auburn versus somebody else in the Southeast, maybe like a Miami or somebody like that gets involved because they need another wide receiver, now we may be talking different numbers.
Right. More of a priority for a Miami who's willing to pay a little bit more than Auburn, and Auburn's not ready to do that. And there you go with the ROI on Deshaun Spencer. Same with Barry and some of these other guys that we've taken, that we've seen Auburn take. B-Rad is rad. That's debatable. Who, if one, is the committed recruit leading this class and recruiting others to join? I just don't think that's a thing much anymore. I think of Damari Austin, Walker White, and Albert Henderson in the last few classes.
I don't know that they have. Yeah, I don't know that they have one.
The 2027 safety from South Alabama.
Yeah,
he's the most vocal.
Oh, yeah, he is, isn't he? Jalen Scott.
There you go.
Honestly, I think we'll get a better idea of this when we start seeing games, Jeffrey. You can kind of tell from that who's hanging out with who's sort of the leader.
I shouldn't say anymore. It's just not this year. There just hasn't been that guy. There hasn't been the Alvin Henderson.
It's so different, man. It
changes, man.
It's strange, if we're being honest. It's just strange. And agents have changed this game a lot.
Oh, yeah.
I wonder if Jace Matthews will.
I'll tell you who I think it will be if he commits, and that's Braylon Womack. I think Womack is the kind of kid that other players gravitate towards, and I think he's got that kind of vocal presence. And the sister piece of him being here every other weekend to help out makes me believe he's probably that guy should he commit. Now,
Jace has tweeted at Braylon,
Yes.
So maybe he'll end up being that guy, but
they also just have some quiet dudes. I mean, Jacquez Wilkes, not a big talker. Jace Matthews.
Goon.
Hezekiah Harris. He don't say nothing.
And the lineman, Zier don't say yet.
Zier?
Parker doesn't, he's not a talker.
Listen,
he will talk to you, but he's, you kind of got to talk to him.
Yeah.
I'm going to rename this group the Interrogation Squad, man. You know what I mean? Like, these Wayne are the Henry. Guys who on that room, they ain't saying anything. Just
Wayne Henry, he's talking.
Yeah.
Wayne Henry
let's see.
Talk to you.
Taquillo's traps. Yeah, Wayne Henry will talk. What is different with Womack this year versus what seemed like similar vibes with Offord last year? I don't think Womack's about that business, first of all.
No, I don't either. I think he's genuinely doing this thing. I mean, not that Offord wasn't, but it was hard to pin down what he was thinking. It could have gone a lot of ways with him, and it changed day by day, it seemed like. Womack, you're starting to get a feel on that one.
Womack's not about the BS, man. And not that Offord was, but Womack's more of a black and white dude.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Where Offord, you didn't know whether to really – he wasn't – he sounded genuine and he said all the right things, but behind closed doors we learned that maybe that wasn't the case.
Here's the difference for me. And I'm probably going to get blasted in the comments for saying this, but I'm just going to go ahead and say it because I think it's the truth. I think the parents around the young man are very different for Braylon Womack.
Very good.
I honestly believe whoever he commits to, it's going to be a done deal at that point, unless the head coach were to get fired or something of that nature.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yep. Let's see. Carter Man 427. Is there a world in which we land all three of Perder, Stevenson, and Umanyora? Which tape of those do you like the most, and what percentage do you give us doing so? Land all three? I don't think there's a world where you land all three.
No.
One, definitely one. I think they can get.
Yeah,
I'm a big fan of Umanyora.
You are a big fan. Go ahead and give me a 30-second rundown on Umanyora and why you like him, Cole. Sell me.
Coverage.
Yeah,
coverage is good, and that's almost where it ends. If we're being honest, I don't need, the intangibles. Yeah, I got you. With corners, can you cover? Bottom line. That's what I want to know, and I think he can.
Big fan of his length for sure. Really nice length, and it feels like he's able to extend his arms and get into passing lanes he might not be otherwise. I don't know what his top end speed is. That's kind of the question on him that I have. I'm a big Dylan Perder fan. I think he's a phenomenal athlete. I don't know that he's a pure corner, but I think if you're taking a small defensive back class, he's a guy that fills a lot of holes for you. He could play nickel, could play safety, could play corner. He's athletic enough to play all three. Football IQ wise, I think he's got to play. He's got to come some. Develop a little bit more. There's some rawness on tape to me as far as how he plays the ball sometimes, but as far as pure athleticism, he's got it, man. He's the real deal on that part.
He's the prospect of the three. He's the one that you're looking at going, now his best football is way ahead of him.
Yes, very much so.
And what percentage do you give us? We don't see that happening. Go ahead, Zach. Chase 25. What position does this staff invest the most in financially moving forward for the 2026 class?
Say it with me from the back. Defensive line. Yeah. Yes.
D-line. Edge. I'm still curious how that's going to play out.
Mm-hmm. Very curious about that. That edge board was so impressive back in the spring. God, it was like 7 different guys, and you're going, man, like, how many are you going to take? And it's like they haven't had anybody. Haven't had a hat on the table for most of them.
It feels very similar to that 2023 D-line class in state that had Kelby Collins.
Yeah.
Hunter Osborne. There's so many guys like James Smith, Quay Russo,
Peter Woods.
It's like, dang, Auburn needs to get one guy, right? Just somebody.
And they finally got Keldrick at the very end.
Keldrick, which was
TJ Parker was in that class.
TJ Parker.
Yeah, that was a loaded in-state class.
It was loaded.
Yeah. I mean, I think there were 13 prospects inside the top 150 in the state that year.
Wow.
13.
Yeah.
Different. Let's talk about Chris Wells for a second. Where does he fall on the board for you guys? New offer today.
Chris Wells. Let me pull him up.
Yeah, I've not watched Chris Wells yet to know much about him as a football player. It's Corey Wells' brother. And Alan, you've been spot on with this. You bring up Corey Wells every chance you get. And now we see, hey, there you go. They're really working on that one.
I think this is one that may fall onto the Buck board. I'm not exactly sure. It was interesting that Von Trail gave him the offer and not Rock. But if you look at his size, I think he's 6'2", 6'3"-ish, 215, 220.
Yeah.
Looks like he plays out on the edge on his high school clips. I don't know where they project him, if he's more of an end, and that's why Von Trail's on him, or if he's going to be a Buck. I know Rock helps out on both, so that one will be interesting, and maybe he's your second prospect in the class. Interesting. He's raw. I mean, like super raw. He's not the same player as his brother. He's a little more small. He's a little small, or a little smaller. Let me put it like that, and maybe a little bit of a tweener. But again, Auburn's had some. They've had some good luck with how they've evaluated, and if it helps you get Corey Wells at the end of the day, who cares, man? Like, you're about to go to the 105 scholarship limit. Who cares?
Yeah.
If he helps you fill a need in this class, whatever.
They took Hezekiah's brother. They took Anquan Fagan's brother,
Duke
Smith. Hell, don't forget about White Chocolate from Central, Cam Coleman's brother.
Yeah.
What was it, Dylan?
Yeah, man.
You got the Fox.
Antonio Melendez.
It's crazy, man.
Who's that?
Elijah Melendez's brother.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, they got Antonio on the team. Me and Cole were like talking about the roster, and they're like, who's that? Whoa, that must be Elisha's brother.
Believe it or not, John Allen McGuire is the younger brother of former Auburn kicker Evan McGuire.
You mean John Michael Montgomery?
Yeah, John Michael. I didn't know that.
Yeah, sure is.
Oh, JMM.
Yeah, man.
Let's get into some hibachies.
All right.
How many y'all got?
I got 5.
Go for it, Cole.
All right. Horace from 3.
Oh, good one.
Yeah, I believe he had a good gift that got me. Valley Tiger.
Okay.
Somebody said, I'm going to be the first caller on the call-in show. And he was the first comment in less than 10 seconds said, you mean second caller.
Know your place. Know your role.
Stephen A.U. with he got me so good with the Don impression on the call-in show the other night.
Times 2 on Stephen A.U.
Did he really get you too, Jeff?
Oh, for sure.
I was all
Listen, when he said, hey, this is Don, I went like this. And then he was like, I'm just kidding. I was like, hey, what's that?
I went back and listened to it, and I still thought it sounded just like
it was good. He got me.
It was just a slightly different sound. I was like, that's not. Maybe no, that's not Don.
You got. As a matter of fact, when he called in, I had already written down Don, and he was like, "No, I'm just kidding. This is Steven. Steven from Milton, Georgia." I was like, "Oh God, talk to me, Don."
Did you think Don was going to do another ad read?
And it was a good call too. I hope he calls in more. So
agreed.
And then
great call.
My last 2 are both Voices of Reason, had longer posts. I won't read them, but I thought they, once again, in the wilderness, they stood out to me. That'd be Ace's Full One.
Okay.
And Para 312. It's Para because
it is Para.
Paratrooper, I believe is what he said.
That's right.
Para 312.
Those are some good ones, Cole.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Those are some good ones.
I got 3 tonight.
All right.
The first one is JMJ0016. We had discussed Favorite Edwin on the call-in show and like what was his classification, and somebody started a thread about it on the board directly thereafter. Yeah. And immediately he jumped in because the guy that was correcting us, he goes, he gives the Uncle Baby Billy meme. Go outside, nerd.
Go outside, nerd.
That got me. Let's see. Who's some other ones? We got. Sorry, guys. AU grad 03.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. And last but not least,
he had a scrimmage notes deal, right?
Yes, he did. He had some scrimmage notes, but he also made some other points on the board this week. I thought it was a really good week for him. That he provided some nice feedback and some counter information to other people that I thought was worthwhile for a call out. Nice. And then War Eagle, so that's WAREAGLE of 95.
Oh yeah, he's been good. Been real good.
War Eagle of 95.
War Eagle of 95.
I think that's OnlyFans 95.
Is he competing with you on foot picks there, Jeff?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was a really good post.
Look,
I can't remember.
While we're at it,
who was that, man? He needs a "How About You" by George. Let me get that.
Let's "How About You" Brian Matthews for that one, for talking about Jeffrey being banned.
Let me see. Let's do a. Let me find my tweet.
Yeah, that's what I was looking for too.
Here we go. You've been warned. I'm a Richard head.
Yes.
Don't be a Richard head.
That's a really good username, by the way.
Oh, he was.
You watch the podcast. If you say I'm a Richard head, yes, you have seen the pod.
Don't be a Richard head. That's like my life's goal. And B-Matt, we forgot B-Matt.
Yes, definitely put B-Matt on there.
Brian
it's almost as good as Jaylee's pink head.
Almost. In which, let me just read his post. This merger was the best thing that could have happened to this site. And I never thought I would say this about any other site compared to OnlyFans, but you guys are making them look silly at this point. I love the content here and will eventually lose my job because of the extra unauthorized time spent on this site. And he's got very good grammar.
He does.
Very good.
It was well thought out.
He's a learned feller.
Well, okay. He's not a Richard Head.
He is definitely not a Richard Head in my book. Although he claimed it. I got a "How About You" to Damari Austin. Oh. Damari, there was a local teacher, a 5th grade math teacher, and she wanted a football player to just kind of have a little video for her first day of class. And Damari stepped up and made her a little video, challenging them to have a good year in math class. I thought that was real normal.
Damari's a great kid, man.
Yeah.
I'm pulling for him this year. I honestly hope he has a good year.
Is it crazy that he's almost like the old school guy and he just signed with Auburn like 3 years ago? But he is like he feels like an old soul on the team to me.
Remember the Unk video?
Oh, dude,
that was really funny.
Listen, when they hit the Zeke Walker's been here since 2018.
Has he really though?
Yes.
He signed under Gus, didn't he?
He did.
Yes. So did Tate Johnson. They didn't say Tate Johnson, but he's been there that long.
Tate has been there that long.
And Brandon Frazier.
But see, Jay Hardy and Zeke Walker were in the same class. And now they're both going to finish on the Plains together.
Wow. So how about you, Damari? And then how about you to Christian Huff? Fan of the show. Yes, and the feeling is mutual.
Met Christian at a game last year.
Did you?
Yes, we've been talking ever since.
How about you, Christian Huff? And I also want him to know that on the gender reveal, I thought he made a great shot. I don't know if y'all know this episode. He made a great shot and didn't bust. I thought he was on target, man. I thought he caught some, what do you call them? Strays. He caught some strays from the dad, and I thought that was a little unfair.
Alan, if you're unaware of who this is, he's on the Duck Dynasty show. He's married to Sadie Robertson.
Robertson. Oh, is it?
Yeah.
That's what I said. And also his Uncle Wayman Dorsett. Also, Christian, if you're listening, you can call him Uncle Washi. Happy birthday. His birthday is what is the day? Wednesday, August the 13th. So Uncle Wayman, how about you? Christian, how about you? How about you, Damari? How about you times 2 to Stephen A? You, not Stephen A. How about you, Horace from 3 Bad Yard? He's one of my favorites. How about you, Valley Tiger? Aces Full, Para 312, JMJ 0016, Auburn Grad 03, War Eagle of 95, B Matt, and I am a Richard Head. Great week. Had a great week, man. The message boards just gets better the closer you get to the season.
Yeah,
I agree.
Most of the time.
Well, I think that, and there's been a nice turn in recruiting. So some of the anxiety that was, Lord have mercy, board was rough, man. It was a tough time to be in the message board.
Well, just look at the last 3 commitments. You've gotten Wilson Zier, you've gotten Jacquez Wilkes, you've got Jace Matthews, and you're on the heels or the cusp of potentially adding Braylon Womack. So, and then you've got good reports coming out of fall camp, and there's a lot to be excited about if you're an Auburn fan right now, and not just recruiting, right?
Yeah,
that's the only thing you've had to be really excited about over the last 2.5 years.
And I think that's what caused such the melt, right? Because the one point of pride that you had felt like it had been kind of slipping away from you somewhat. But if the on the field product is there this fall, if you're winning 9 games, nobody cares. Look at Ole Miss fans. Lane Kiffin finishes outside the top 20 pretty much every other year in recruiting, and nobody cares. Why? Because he wins at the end of the day.
Yeah.
He's a perennial 10-win a season coach. That's what he
feels
does.
like it right now. Yeah, I mean 3 out of the last 4 years.
And Auburn still in the history has never had back-to-back 10-win seasons.
Wow.
Didn't they do it under Dye? I think they had 10-win seasons consecutively under Dye in 88 and 89.
Okay.
Or maybe 87 and 88.
That's what he said.
Hold on, man. There was something like, has Auburn ever had back-to-back 10-win seasons in football? Let's see.
Because I feel like when they won back-to-back SEC championships.
88 and 89.
Yeah.
10-2. So maybe only one time ever?
To my knowledge, yes.
In the history of Auburn football, one time have they had 10-win seasons back-to-back. That's unacceptable.
Underneath the coach that you've named your field after. That's how important he was to Auburn University.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Man, fantastic. Great show. Great questions. Great insight. One more time for Miss Jessica Andrus with First Realty. Give her a call for all your real estate needs in Auburn, Opelika, and Lee County, 334-704-4442. Tell her we sent you. Might help you. Might get you. How about you? All right, folks, that's going to do it. Check back with us. Remember, a call-in show is going to be in-season schedule from now on, from here on out. So we're going to be starting back at 6:30 p.m. Central Time on Sundays. So don't log on at 7 and expect to see. I guess it's on YouTube. You can start it over, couldn't you? But if you want to watch it live, meet us back here, 6:30 p.m. Central Time, Sunday, and we're going to get kicked off. We'll be down to about 10 days.
Single digits, pretty close to it.
Oh, close to it. Okay. All right.
We're in the clear, man. We're almost there.
We're almost over that. Oh, I can see it. All right. That's going to do it, man. We appreciate everybody listening. We appreciate everybody watching. For Alan, for Cole, for Zach in the back who stayed in the back, I'm Jeffrey Lee, man. Y'all stay at that left lane. See ya.